This is one of the easiest jobs in the world.
Coaches do the check-ins and post once a day and expect to be earning 10k a month.
It's like a client coming to you and being like, oh, my back squats really suck and my legs look shit. And then it's like, but then you never train them, ever.
Work harder than you think that you're going to have to.
Get a grip.
In this video, we are going to talk to you about what to do when you don't know what to do.
Hey guys, we're Dan and Mike from Business and Banter. Formerly Biceps and Banter, as you can tell from the YouTube channel.
We should change that YouTube.
We can't, because someone's had Business and Banter and they've taken it and they're not funny and they're not posting on it.
But even the bio, right? So I was looking for our YouTube channel the other day. Even the bio is like no BS fitness advice.
Yeah.
The banner is about food challenges and fitness advice.
You change it then, yeah?
Don't know how to.
You get on to changing that. Yeah. Anyway, we're here to help you with your online fitness business in any way that we can. Not your fitness advice anymore. And today we're going to talk about what to do when you don't know what to do. So we always bang on with our clients, with our coaches, about saying, like, you know, once you've done your check-ins, for example, if you've got 30 clients, you've done your check-ins, that should take you one day. What do you do the other day? Like, what are you doing? And obviously a huge part of it is around content creation. And one of the questions we get from coaches is like, yeah, but I don't know what to do in some of that spare time. So we're going to talk to you today about what you should be doing, because I wrote an email not long ago about this topic, and I'm actually going to get it up actually as we go through it, and I'm going to talk through some of the things I mentioned in the email while Mike's discussing some of the more obvious things. But I think the thing to remember here is that if you have 30 clients, the best way to structure your week is to do all those check-ins on one day. Let's be really clear about this. That's a full day's work. That is a full day's work. It's a hard day, arguably. If you're doing video check-ins, you might get 3 done in an hour. It's 10 hours. Well done. You're an online coach. You've just done a full day's work.
Should be more than 3 an hour.
And I always use that as a thing of if that's the speed you're going at, right? Which, again, if you're really taking your time, and let's just say 3 an hour. That's still only 10 hours. It's 8 till 6 day. It's not that hard a day. If you're getting half an hour lunch break, right? Welcome to the working world, online coaches. That's what it looks like. You've then got 4 other days of the week to do stuff. So what should we do, Mike, in those other 4 days?
Go to the gym, get your hair cut.
Whenever you want as well,
yeah.
For as long as you want.
Moan about clients not coming through the door. Make one piece of content a day and expect to have floods of leads.
And also do it 10 minutes before you use to post it.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. What else? Put no effort into any of the captions. That's another thing that we should be doing. Take weekends off completely. Moan about your clients being flaky. Moan about your clients texting you outside of check-ins. Think of or start to research looking into automations and CRMs.
Yeah.
And maybe you need a new website. Maybe you need to look into that as well and waste a couple of days. Yeah, as you see, there's loads of things to be doing outside of those 30 check-ins. No, obviously I'm being facetious, because all of those things hopefully you shouldn't be doing. Obviously you're going to go to the gym, of course, but at the same time, 3 hours a day, really? There's tons of things. So I'll start off with the things that kind of spring to mind first, and then maybe we kind of expand on some once Dan's got this list. But if it were me, let's see how many I can list, right, just off the top of my head.
Yeah.
Okay. So content creation. So that's probably scripting, content ideas, dumping, filming, editing. Learning how to make better content. So probably looking at some other creators, some other content, maybe looking at YouTube, etc. Learning video editing, so maybe doing a course on video editing, or maybe looking at some YouTube videos of how to edit better. Learning how to write better copy, maybe doing a copywriting course, maybe actually writing the emails themselves instead of being incredibly sporadic. If you're writing no emails, write an email a week. If you're writing 1 email, write 2 emails a week. You could probably look at maybe launching another product and look into that. You could read a book. You could look at your finances and look how to manage your finances. You could be creating a new lead magnet, thinking about drafting it, editing it, filming it, creating it, whatever it is. Call to action in it. Learning sales, learning persuasion, learning psychology, improving your client skills, improving your nutritional training knowledge, filming a daily vlog for Instagram, filming and setting up a YouTube channel. That's quite a lot, is it?
I think you've pretty much nailed it, mate. I can't log into MailChimp to find the email with the whole long list, but that was literally the whole list.
I can find it.
And the point is...
Still in my inbox.
The point is, with I'm surprised I didn't delete it, mate. Usually I delete all my emails that come through.
Yeah, I do.
Straight away. All the important ones as well. The point is that coaches moan about so many things that they're not great at, but they're not actually dedicating any time to getting better. So it's like a client coming to you and being like, oh, my back squats really suck and my legs look shit. And it's like, but then they never train them, ever. Well, what do you expect? What do you expect to happen? So we get it a lot from people as, oh, I just don't know how to write very well. I don't know how to do good videos on Instagram. I don't know how to do good videos on YouTube. And I'm like, well, neither did we once upon a time. It's like no one is born with these skills. They learn them, right? And I think so many coaches would rather just stick their head in the sand, pretend that they're going to do it another day. And the reality is, if they had a job where their boss was like, right, I need to learn this new skill. They go on a training day, they go on a training workshop, they'd be given tasks to do, and then they'd upskill on that on the job effectively. They would do the jobs required for that. And yet coaches forget that because they're their own boss, no one's coming along to tell them to do these things. You need to figure out what it is you need to improve upon. So coaches say, I'm just not good on camera. Okay, how many times have you been in front of camera? Well, never. Right. So get in front of camera then. And there's this obsession with coaches where if they film something, they feel like they have to post it on social media. How about you just spend a day filming stuff and look back on it, what you can do better, what was bad, what was good, and then do it again the next day? But they can't do that. They feel like that's wasting time. And it just doesn't make any sense, because again, if a client said the same things to you in a gym context, you'd be like, oh, I went to the gym for an hour, but didn't lift 100 kilos on my back squats. There's no point really, is there? Well, no, that's how you get to 100 kilos, isn't it? And it's the same with content. It's the same with understanding sound, lighting, cameras, good quality backgrounds, all those things. Is that it's important to understand that so that you can create the same thing for your own content. We talked in a previous video on YouTube, whether it comes out before or after this, who knows, about having authority. And coaches forget that with the way that they write and the way that they sound and the way that they look on social media from a visuals point of view in terms of the cameras and stuff, there's an authority to it, because people who have authority don't film stuff on a potato, right, as a selfie, holding it, shaking, and I'm going to talk about fat loss, like that. They don't, do they? That's not an authority.
Are they deaf?
That sounds like me. Yeah, that's what I used to sound like. They don't do that. They are professional looking in terms of that. They're not, maybe not what they say, like, like us, but it all looks good, it sounds good, and you know what you're trying to achieve with it. Whereas, like I said, coaches just go, I've got to post content 5 minutes before, I'll just write this out. Here's my client John. Isn't John amazing? I love John. John's great, he's lost 10 kilos. Oh, be like John. Message me if you want to be like John. And then wonder why no one reaches out. Mm-hmm. But yet they just do the same thing over and over again and wonder why no one's coming through the door. These are the things that when we sit down with coaches and go, well, what are you doing your week? Have you planned out your week? Because the amount of coaches I sit down and go, right, where's your week planned out? And I look at it, I'm like, well, that's not a lot, is it? It's really not a lot. There's a lot of gaps there, and they fill it with guff.
Yeah.
Good word, that, isn't it, mate? Fill it with guff. What else was on there? You got it?
Yeah. I mean, I even wrote a post about it, so I've got more. So,
okay.
So making structured time for content creation.
So with that as well, by the way, of content creation, there's filming, editing, scripting, drafting, editing again. Like, it's not just like, I'm going to create a bit of content. It's like, break down the blocks into when you're going to film stuff, when you're going to edit it, when you're going to do voiceovers for it. Like, think about, like, again, planning it out. I know it sounds shocking, isn't it, when you tell your clients to plan their nutrition out for the week and they get better results. Funny that.
Identifying brand values, enemies, and gaps in the market. Learning how to shoot better videos, practicing different content styles, learning how to use a camera, learning how to edit video, learning how to write better, going deeper on your niche, studying human psychology and behavior, posting on socials more frequently, starting a YouTube channel, networking with other coaches / business owners, going to events, running events, studying and broadening your mind outside of fitness, documenting your fitness journey daily, doing daily vlogs, writing daily emails, create more lead magnets, critiquing your coaching, setting time aside for education, spend time building client rapport, spend time on outreach and being social on socials, reading books, learn about marketing, study finances, right? So that's all the things that you can be doing. But instead, coaches do the check-ins and post once a day and expect to be earning 10k a month, right? And it comes from Dan. So Dan, on that email, I wrote another post because I used ChatGPT, right, to find out who actually is in the top 1%, because Dan's email was about, if you want to be in the top 1%, do top 1% things, i.e. all of that fucking list, right? So if you're a coach that is just checking in with their clients and making one post a day, right, why is the expectation that you should be earning the same amount of money as, for example, now let me find, I make so many posts, you see.
Yeah, I think like the point of the email was, again, like the whole, like, everyone wants that level of income, right? And I think I broke it down even into like the top 5% of what they earn. And again, the whole point of it was like, okay, if I was to give you a room of 100 people would you be in the top 5 hardest working people? Do you deserve that wage that you want? And then again, like I used obviously top 1 or 2% because people even talk about those numbers. And when it broke it down, I was like, in the top 1%, you're alongside surgeons, lawyers, that kind of thing. And I think about how much they have to go through education-wise and how much continued professional development they have to do, and how that they only really make that money once they specialize and once they become an authority, funny enough. Once they specialize after all those years of training, where even once they're qualified, they still go on training courses to go even further. And this is your equivalent. It's doing the copywriting, it's doing the video, it's niching down to something the way you are an authority. And I think that is the key bit that I always want to drive home to coaches, is that what you're asking for is a ridiculous amount of money in the grand scheme of things. And when you look at other jobs that are on that same level, they've just done shitloads more work than you, shitloads more training, and they put more hours in. So don't moan about it, because you don't have any right to moan about it. This is one of the easiest jobs in the world. And I mean that from a point of view of like, you sit on your chair, you sit at your desk, you don't have to do much. You get up when you want, go to bed when you want. You think how many people are earning that money, but they have to be somewhere by a certain time. They have to check in with the boss. They have to do all these things. They have to go through the training courses, make sure their accreditations are up to date. They have to, arguably in some jobs, it can be life or death, but ultimately there's a lot of stress, a lot of a lot riding on some of these decisions, and really you're not. Really, it's an easy job. And coaches hate it when I say that, because they don't think it's easy, they don't find it easy. But in the grand scheme of things, it is one of the easiest jobs. You just have to A, give a shit, and B, wake up every single day going, right, this is what I've got to do today. Because every week, me and Mike know Monday through Friday what we're doing every single day. I can tell you now what I've got planned on this week, when I'm going to do certain bits and when I'm going to do certain things. It's literally back to back to back to back. There's no real break in it. And I just don't see coaches that have that same thing. They just don't have that level of drive, I want to say. Desire. They're all happy to go, I want the money, I want that, yeah. They don't have the drive, and they don't have the I guess desire is probably maybe a word, but just the work ethic.
I can't find it. I definitely did a post about it, about the things, but it is like the top 1%. They are surgeons, property investors.
Yeah.
People that have actually done stuff. Not always. It was that guy who was chained to a radiator.
Not always.
In Beirut. And what the issue is that there's this expectation that if you make a few posts on Instagram, all of a sudden you deserve, or you have the right to earn the same amount of money as a surgeon, right? And you're talking, how many years will a surgeon do in terms of study? Yeah. And then how many years of practice will a surgeon do to get to a certain level where he is in the top 1%? Because it weren't just like your everyday run-of-the-mill surgeon that earned top 1%. It was a specialised surgeon, right? So, and again, it's unfortunate that I can't find that stuff. But you're talking CEOs, CFOs, like these are top 1%.
The thing that frustrates me is that all those people you just described will have worked for a lot less money than that, harder than they might do now to get to that point. There's that delayed gratification of like, it's not like that they work that hard now, they've got that 150k a year that they're on. It's the fact that when they were a junior, they knew they wanted to get there, so they put all that time and effort in then when they weren't getting the reward for it. That's the bit that coaches aren't doing.
No, a surgeon in their first 6 months, I'm just not good at surgery, so I'll just not do that. Well, are you going to be a surgeon then? No.
Yeah.
Okay.
So now don't really like doing that bit of it.
So now apply that. I'm just not very good at writing emails. I'm just not very good at content. Not very good at computers. Okay. So tell me again why you're expecting to earn more than a surgeon. Yeah. Like, is not being very good at something.
Respectfully, be a PT then.
Yeah.
On the gym floor. Respectfully, if you're not good with social media, you're not good with computers, you're not good with the online stuff, how about take the online bit out and just be a coach?
I don't want to do that. I'd have to be at the gym then. I want to do the easy part. I want to post on social media and get clients. Why am I not getting clients? You're not fucking doing enough. You don't deserve any clients. Like, you don't deserve any. It's
like a junior surgeon. They're rocking up on the first day of hospital. Right, guys, where's the heart transplant? But I've just done a bit of training. Why am I not doing that and getting paid for it?
I find it insulting, and I know that it's not meant as insulting towards us, and I know that it's not meant, but I do find it insulting that people disregard the amount of work that we've put in, right, to get into where we're at, and that they can do it like that there's this expectation that I don't need to listen to any of that, or I don't need to do it over
Using
time.
that same example, it's like a junior doctor coming in and going to a surgeon, oh, so how do I get where you are then? Well, you work in this hospital for 15 years, mate.
Yeah.
Like, there's no other, do you know what I mean? It's not like there's no other answer to that.
No.
Well, do 15 years here, mate, because I'm 40 and you're 23.
Can I do it quicker?
Yeah. No, you just have to go through it, like, and go through it all, like, yeah.
And get better at it.
Yep.
Yeah. All right. Okay.
Yeah.
There you go then.
Funny, that, isn't it?
Like, I find it disrespectful, and I get people that go, I'm working really hard, I'm putting loads of effort in, and I go, are you? Like,
Yeah.
are you?
Yeah, because if this is you working really hard, then you ain't going to get very far.
Because, again, respectfully, I feel like I'm putting more effort in than you, and I'm actually okay. Like, we don't need our business to go anywhere. We're actually putting more work in to maintain our business than you are to grow your business. A lot of the time, it's like, are you putting in a lot of effort? Where's the evidence that you're putting in a lot of effort? Where's the evidence? Show me the evidence that you're going and writing daily emails to get better. Show me that evidence. Mm-hmm. Show me the evidence of who you're watching on YouTube and researching to improve your video or your content quality. Show me the evidence that you're looking into marketing. Show me the evidence that you're reading books, that you're expanding your knowledge. Show me the evidence that you're retaining your clients for longer than 12 months. Show me the evidence that you're doing all of that, and then I'll agree with you and go, okay, cool. And I'll still go, well, keep doing this for a few years,
yeah.
right? And then you'll be okay, right?
Yeah.
So I would still say that then.
I did it for a week, so...
And that's the point, right? Yeah. Is that there's this expectation of post a few times on social media, I do my client check-ins, open the floodgates. Where is everybody? Change your expectations, because it's insulting to people that have done the work, and it's insulting to yourself. If you're expecting that, you're never going to get to where you want to get to. I promise you. You won't get there with those expectations. Work harder than you think that you're going to have to. Like, work harder than that. We did. How much have we done?
Oh, I was just thinking then, I can't even describe the amount of times that we'd work till the evenings. Like, I remember working. I remember falling out with family members over going to visit them, having to do some work while I was there, and they just couldn't get their head around the fact that I couldn't take 3 days off when we were trying to grow and build. And like, there's so much we've had to sacrifice to get where we are. And like you said, but people just don't see that bit. They don't think about it. The amount we used to do, man. The amount of times we used to work till 8, 9 o'clock, and just that was it. Like, full day of just. Yeah, it is that. There's just that entitlement, isn't it? The entitlement and the disrespect of just not understanding what's required of it. And the thing for me that I always come back to is that we never did those days because of the money. The goal wasn't get more clients and make loads of money. Like, it seems that the primary objective for people is to do, like, you know, when you talk about surgeons just there, right? We talk about I would hazard a guess that most surgeons want to be good surgeons because they actually want to help people. Mm-hmm. First and foremost, and that's the main driver. And for us, we were always like, we want to help people, and we want to create social media content people like, find funny and find engaging and enjoy. And if we leave a little mark on the industry and say, oh, we did our way and we helped enough people and we got them in virtual shape, getting people saying that you've changed our lives, that was the main driver. The financials is the secondary bit. Whereas I see a lot of coaches these days, and it's just the financials is the main bit, primary bit. What happens to actually wanting to help people and give a shit? That's just something I don't see that much of. Again,
I'll give you an example of what today looks like for me, just for context, right? So I started check-ins a little bit later than usual, 8 this morning. Filming this 10 till 12. So I did check-ins all the way up until I needed to leave. So only an hour and a half, still got some to do. But 8 till 9:30, set off here, filming 10 till 12, get back, have my first call at 12:30. I've then got calls all the way until 7 at night, and then I'll do the last hour of updates till 8. So that'll be 8 till 8, so that'll be 12 hours. And the rebuttal will be, yeah, but that's what you do now because you've obviously got all your clients now. No. That's what I do now.
Because it's a habit.
Because it's a habit, yeah. It's what I've always done. And if I had less clients or less calls, that time weren't me milling around willy-nilly. That was time where we were filming YouTube videos in. So we were doing vlogs. So, yeah. Or food challenges, or going to London, filming this, doing that, studying, researching stuff, watching YouTube content. Like, with purpose, not watching YouTube content with my cock in my hand, like watching, some days I was,
That's only Sunday.
But with purpose. So we've done that for years on end. So it is naive to think that you can do it for a week and expect clients. I was expecting a little bit more. Were your expectations wrong then? Right.
Yeah.
The problem is that everybody else is selling you the short-term stuff. Do you really think that that's going to happen? Like, just the way that you tell your clients or your followers that the quick fixes, the hacks, the short-term stuff, 7-minute abs, this wonder supplement, that doesn't work, right? You're falling for the same thing. What would you tell your clients? No, it's longer term, perseverance, showing up every day, not having a bad day and writing it off and moving on and still being consistent over the long term. If somebody's consistent over 5 years, are they going to have a better physique than if they're consistent for 5 days? Yes. Change the word change the word physique for business. Are they going to have a better business if they're consistent for 5 years or 5 days? 5 years. Okay, do that one.
I just don't get the rush. I don't. It's like, you're going to have this business for years to come.
Buy, Dan.
Well, yeah, like, you're going to have this business for years to come. Why would you not want it on solid foundations, built on solid things like this, where you have a solid brand? Easy come, easy go.
That doesn't look good for Instagram.
Yeah, exactly. It's like easy come, easy go, isn't it? It's like, if the clients come in easy, they'll leave easy. Trust me on that. I just don't get the rush. It baffles me. Like, we're talking about, being in a position where in 5 years we can retire and we kind of look back and go, 0 to 10 years we kind of built this brand up, and people will go, I want it quicker than that. And you just kind of, I just laugh at them. I'm just like, it's just mad to think, isn't it? Of like, 10 years ain't that long really to put the graft in, put the time and effort in. It's been a bit longer than that for us because we obviously did our own stuff on our own, where we kind of learned a lot of stuff as well along the way. Call it 12 years. It's just not that long really. But coaches want it in 12 months. They want that change, rapidly, and it doesn't happen like that because you're not doing those tasks that Mike said at the start. You're not, going through that list of things. You're not doing any of them. And I would argue we were doing all of them.
Yeah, all of them.
We were doing all of them.
All of them.
Like on any given month, there would be sections of that we were doing all of that.
Attending events, networking, filming podcasts with people, collabing on YouTube, starting YouTube, learning copywriting, doing daily emails, vlogging. And again, with that, getting in shape for photo shoots.
Look at it and go, but you didn't post daily emails. No, but you wrote them every day. Like, you write them.
I did for 3 years. I did.
You did. It's like, you don't have to post everything you write, but write one. Why would you not write one every morning? Just write one. I don't care if you only send 2 of them. You're going to get better at writing.
Nah, it's a waste of time. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a problem.
Yeah, but what you're doing in place of that is nothing. Yeah. That's the waste of time, isn't it?
It's frightening. It really is frightening that coaches can't see these things. So take that list of stuff to do, add 2 of them each week for the next 52 weeks, and you'll be amazed how much further you get. But, I don't want to wait 52 weeks. Yeah, that's your problem. That is your problem. You want it in 52 days and it ain't going to fucking happen. So get a grip. Look at that list. Start adding things to it every single day that you're doing. Start actually working the amount of hours you need to work by filling it with those activities, and you might just be surprised how far you get.
There you go.
See you in a bit.
Bye.